So let's go to all the merge request and see what changes they have done. Okay. So I'll approve, I'll merge. Okay, let's go to another request. This is Ram. Okay, let's approve it and merge it. Okay, let's look into the third one. Okay, approve it, merge it. Okay, now we'll go to our repo and pull the changes. Okay, I pull the changes. Now I'll create a new branch for today. Today is what is today? September 1. So MK September 1. If I check the branch, so we are in the correct branch. Okay, last time we did the Redux thing. Today we'll go to and I asked everyone to install the Parse server. I posted the video, old video where I showed how to install the Parse server locally. But since we will be using mobile, local Parse server will not work. We need to install the Parse server to somewhere in public domain. Okay, so if you don't have the public domain, you can use my Parse server for learning purpose. And then when you are done learning, then don't use it. Okay, don't use it for production purpose. Okay, so let's create 230901. Okay. So first I'll give you the Parse server URL kind of thing, and username password I will share it soon. I have to change the username password that I'll share in the React Telegram one. And since many people will be working on it, so make sure when you create the table, you create table with your name. So for example, if I want to create table, I will create table with MK and whatever table name I have to give, so that it should not collide with the other people's table name. And the user table is common, so everyone can use the user table. Okay, so this is the things which you have to username password. I will put it here soon. Okay, so we'll go through the Parse server and install that one. So this is the Parse server mod. I will open it in that integrated terminal, and I'll yarn expo start. I'll just start to see whether it's working or not, or if there any problem. Okay, let me scan this one. Okay, so now let's see, the app is running. Yeah, so app is running. So we'll install the Parse server, and remember this Parse server will be used in all our projects. So whatever we do here, whenever we create a project, we have to install there also. Okay, so let's try to install the Parse server now. Okay. So first we need to install the packages. So what packages we need to install? I will put the packages which we need to install. One of the packages, so like in Parse server, when we use for the React, we use the local storage for some of the things. So Parse server use the local storage for saving the user credentials and user token. But here since there is no local storage, so we need to install one package which is similar to the local storage on the mobile app, and that package is called React Native Async Storage and the async storage. I'll give you all this one. So I will add this package. First, I'll install this package. Second package which I'll install is a Parse. Third package which I want to install is get native get random values. So somehow when I install only the Parse server, I was getting some error, and to fix that error, I need to install this package also. So let me give you all this in a chat. So I'll put it in the Telegram chat also, and here in this chat also, in the meeting chat also. Okay, so let's run this all three packages, and then we'll use it. So if you are also doing along with me, you can also install it. Okay, let it complete and then we'll write the code for it. Okay, it's done. Let me start the application again. Okay, let's scan it again. Okay, I'm scanning again. Okay, so I install all these applications, and I'm now going to write the code for the Parse server on our application. So is everyone done installing it? Okay, so now let's go to add the code. So generally, I will first create one file, one folder, source folder, and in the source folder, all our components will be there. So let me create one basic component, home.js, and I will put some dummy text in it, and I'll go to app.js and I'll call that my home. So I'll call the home here. Okay. Okay, I call the home here. So instead of calling the text, I will call this home. Okay, so we don't need the status bar. We don't need this one. And I don't need to be centralized. Okay, so it is at the top. And maybe, okay, so maybe I'll give some padding of 10. And to see what is happening, I'll give just a border width of 10, for example. Yeah, so just I give the border to see how the things are looking, but in real world, we will not give the border. Okay, so we installed the Parse server using this line of the code. And now in the app, we will call the parse server to initiate the parse server details. Okay, so first thing, if we go to the React world, we just import parse like this from parse. So this is the React world, but since we are doing the React native, so we will be doing parse slash React native. So there is a difference. This is a difference. So when we go to a web world, we only say parse, but in the React native, we have to say parse slash React native. And we also need to import, since we install this async storage, because parse always save the information in the local storage when we go to the web world. Here in the React native, there is no local storage, so parse uses this async storage for all its usage wherever he keeps the session token and other user information. So we need to import that also. So I'll import async storage from React native async storage. So these two lines are imported. One more line we have to import, but I'll show you later. Just import these two lines. Now, once we imported these two lines, we need to call the parse server. We need to initiate the parse server. So let's say I will say parse dot set async storage. So here I have to mention what is the async storage module, and which module we are calling for async storage. We are using this async storage. So internally it will automatically save the information in this async storage, and we don't have to worry about it. And now we have to give the parse dot server URL. We have to give the server URL, because where should it connect to? We should know where should it connect to. Okay, so we have to give the path for that. So let me give this path, and then I'll say parse. So what I have to give? Server URL is parse server.us1336 and the parse. And we have to give the JavaScript key also. Let me see what JavaScript key I am using it. Wherever you install the parse server, you may know the key. And let's see what is the key for my purpose. Okay, let's see the key. Okay, so the JavaScript key is simple. I have kept simple for the learning purpose. This is the JavaScript key, and this is the parse server URL. And this is the JavaScript key. Okay, so we will be using these two. And there is also the app ID, and we have to mention the app ID also. And let's see what is the app ID. I don't remember. Let me check. Yeah, app ID is simple app ID. Okay, so I keep the information here if you want to use it. So now once I mention the server URL, and now we have to initialize it. So I will say parse.initialize, and here I want to pass the app ID, which is simple app ID, and the JavaScript key. And what is the JavaScript key? This is the JavaScript key. So this is the one which you have to use it. I'll give you in this meeting chat. Okay. So this is something we initialize it. If you want to see parse, what is happening in the parse, I will do console.log of parse to see what's happening here. I'm reloading the app. Something problem. I have to start it again. Sometimes it happens. I'll restart again. And I'll scan the code again. And let's click the R. So it will start. So you will see I am using this parse, right? We are getting this parse one. All the information is coming in this parse. Okay, somehow few days back I was getting the error, and that's the reason I installed this one, get random value. But now today I don't see that error. So we will not be using this one. But if sometimes you get the error of random values, you can import this line, which I am putting it here in the app.js. So few days back I was getting error for the Parse server, and they say to import this at the top. So we need to import this part, get create native random values. So if we are not getting error, so no need to import this one. If you are getting the random value error in somewhere in the console, you need to add this line at the top. Okay, so right now I'm adding it, but it was not necessary today to add because I was not getting any error. But I am putting it here. Maybe some of you may get the error. So how to fix it? Okay, so you see this Parse console is all about all its functions, and we will be able to see this is our URL, Parse URL. Okay, so that's let me do plus so you can see properly. Okay, this is the Parse server, we are getting it. So things are looking good. Now we will use this Parse server in our application. So everyone done with this line of code, or do it in 1 minute? I'll give you 1 minute to finish this line of the code. I gave you in the chat also what to type. Okay, so now we will be writing some sample code for the Parse server and see how things are going, how things are working, and then we'll use it. Okay, so let me see what we are doing it now today. Okay, so first thing which we will do, we will register the user to our app, right? So we will do the registration first. Okay, so let's go to home page, and right now I will be creating components randomly, not organizing properly, just to show you the code. But in the real world, we will create a folder for registration, separate folder, and all separate folder. So right now I'll just create a new file called as register.js. Okay, so I will not even call the navigation. I will call everything here in the home. Right, I will import register from register, and I will import it here. Okay, so let's give some styling here. You can skip the styling, but if you want to show something bigger for the head, so we can give it. Okay, so 1 second. Let me turn off the notification in my phone. Okay, 1 second. Okay, yeah, I turned off the notification. Okay, 1 second. I'll turn off the notification for all. Sorry. Yeah, hold on for 1 second. Otherwise, people will bug me again and again. Okay, I turn off the notification. So first thing which we'll do is the registration. So registration is something if you want to write your app and you want to register user to your application. So we'll be using the register to see how we register in the Parse server. We already did in the React project, but we'll be continuing doing this again. And because this will help us whenever we build these projects, which I told you, these projects, then if you want to do registration, it will be simple. Just go to this component and grab the code and put it there. So it will be easy once we do it here and we can use it anywhere. So in the registration, we will do all the registration code. Okay, so let's write down the registration code here. Okay, so for registration, the important things which we need is, so let me create the state for the registration. What things are important for us to capture it? So we'll be using username. One thing which we need is username. Second thing is we need email. Third thing is we need password. We need confirm password because password should be confirmed. And then we need a name of the user. Okay, so these things we need to capture from the user. So we will make little fancy text box later some other time. Today we will just only write down the something which is, functionality point of view, we can use it. So let me create one style sheet for the input. Maybe I'll say border width equal to 1. Okay. So now this is the state which we will be using. Here I will create one form, and after, yeah, we don't need mobile number now in this registration because you can add it whatever you want, but right now we need only this information which is important for the Parse server. Okay, even these 4 are compulsory, but without name we will not be able to see the proper name. User can put username anything, but name is something we want to understand who is registration. You can add mobile number, gender, marital status, age, birth date, anything what you want. You can go on adding whatever things you want. Okay, so right now we want to only see the functionality how to install in the Parse server. Okay, so now let's see in the React world. So one of the thing we will be putting the button when user clicks submit button. So let's import the button also. you have to check the document if you can sign up with mobile. I'm not sure of that one. I don't think it Parse server has that. You have to write down your custom functionality for that. To question is whether we can use mobile number for registration. So that is something you have to write your custom module. By inbuilt, they don't support it. Okay, so one thing we have to import is button. Okay, what else we need? And this is a sample of the button. Anyhow, we will be using buttons, so I'm putting it here. So this is something the button, when user will fill all the information, we can click the submit button. Then we need the text input. So I will add the text input also. And then I will take one of the text input. Let's take something. Okay, let's take this simple one. So we will be talking more in detail of the text input, what things are there to be used it. Right now we will be only putting the important thing for it. So styling, I am putting the styles.input which I created here. What is the style.input they created? They put height, margin, border width, padding. Let's take this one. This one has a lot of information. And then on change text will be some function which we have to call, and the value will be state.username. And placeholder means something which is visible before you type anything. Please enter username. Okay, let's see now how it looks. It's saying please enter username, right? I will also apply this styles to the button. You know, maybe this style is not working here because button should have different styling, because this is something 20, this is something padding of 20, margin of 12. Let's remove the margin. Okay, so margin if I remove, let's put the margin top and bottom. Margin top 12, margin bottom 12. Okay. Okay, so now it looks good. I can put, okay, this is only allowing numeric because I say the keyboard type equal to numeric. If I remove it, it will be default and then I can put anything. Now, sometimes you don't want username to be capitalized and initially it is giving me capital character. So there is also option to uncapitalize it, means you to person can start with normal one without capital thing, right? So how to do that? So there is one thing called as auto capitalize. If we say auto capitalize, if we say characters, all characters will be capitalized. If we say words, the first letter of each word will be capitalized. If we say sentence, the first letter of each sentence will be capitalized. This is the default one. And the none, it will not capitalize anything. So I will do this one. I don't want to be capitalizing this one. Okay, so I will put auto capitalize equal to none. So now if I click this, you see it's not capitalized. Okay, so I put the first username. I'll copy and I'll say email. This will be my email. Email also should not be capitalized. And for email, we need the keyboard to have the @ sign. So let's see if we can have something here. Keyboard type. Let's see, keyboard type is there. This is the keyboard type. So here we have to see what we want to put. Default is default. Since we want to take email, so I'll use the email address. So let's put the keyboard type of email address. So when I click this, it will be email. So for example, If I click this, you will see at the rate is coming here. So it will be helpful for the user to type the email quickly. Okay. Then we need to put the password. Let's put the password here. Okay. So for password, first I will copy the text input. This one. And then I will name it as a password. And then I will say enter password. Okay. So it is password. And then, so for this demo, I will not be putting the confirm password, but when we build the real application, we will add that functionality when we build any of this project. Okay, so we will add at that time. Right now, I just want to show Parse server things. So I don't want to add the complexity of this password. So auto capitalize should be none. And for the password thing, I have to say secure text entry equal to, just I say true. I can say true, or I can say true like this. That means it is secured. That means it is a password. So if I type now anything, okay, it is not saving it, so you're not able to see because we have to write this function of saving it right now. But we will put it that. So when I put secure text entry, that means it is invisible from the user, right? Okay, it is invisible from the user. Okay, what else we need? We need the name. Okay, let's copy this part again and put it name here. And I'll ask for the username. So these are the important information which we need for our Parse server. And last time when we call the button, I'll say register. We don't need this one. Okay, now we will write one function handle change, which will take the name and the value pair, and it will update the state. So for example, I'll say set state, and I'll write the arrow function inside it. I'll say previous, I will call the previous state, and then I will return dot 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 previous state, and with the whatever the name we pass. For example, if we pass username, so username should be equal to this value. So I'll put in the rectangular bracket name colon value. Since everything name will be dynamic, that's the reason I'm putting a rectangular bracket. And if I know if I want to only update the username, I could have also done username like this. But since it will be used by all the text boxes, so we will pass the name as a dynamic, and since the name is dynamic, so we have to wrap inside the curly bracket. Otherwise, it will not work. Now I will call this handle change function. So whenever something is changed, we don't get E like we get in the web world, e.target.value. That is the web world. We will not getting like that. We will get some value, direct value. So if I do console.log of wall is wall, and you will see when I type this one, let me reload the app. Again, it's giving some problem. I have to restart it. Sometimes, when I develop, I get this problem. Let me restart it. Okay, it's coming. It's coming. Okay. Okay, it's coming. So I will not restart for now. But if it doesn't come, I will do it. So whenever I type something, you see, it's coming as a ball. So it directly comes the value. We don't get e.target.value. So we can directly put that value in the state variable. So I will say handle change. And what name I will pass? Name will be username, and value will be value which user has typed it. So now if I type something, you will see this is state is updated with this value. Let me print out the state so you can see in the console also. Okay, so now whenever I will type something, you will see username is updated here in the state also. Let's copy this for everything, every text box. So here I will change it to email. Here I will change it to password. And here I will change it to name. Okay, now if I type something for email .com password, if I put, you see it's hiding like in the mobile. We can also put some visibility icon here. When user will click that visibility icon, he can see the password. But that visibility part will put in the real project, not here, because it is a separate, full lecture to put that one. And I put the name. So when I click the register button, let me create another function which will be called when I click register and will submit. So this function I will just put console.log for now. State is state. Remove this here. And I'll call this and will submit on the press of the button. Okay, so let's try now again. This username, this email, this is password, this is name. And if I click submit, I am getting the state with the updated value. So this is a simple form which we always do in the React world. We update the state in the React world. Now we will write something in the handle submit so that I can register to the Parse server. So before I go ahead and write down the handle submit, just create this page. I will give you this code in the Telegram chat. You can copy paste from there and let me know when it's done. I'll give you 1 minute to do that, and then we'll write the code to insert this in the Parse server. Okay, is it done? Just have to create a file name, just paste it. That's it. Okay, is it done or no? Okay, so now what we will do, we will write this code to submit it to the Parse server. So generally, when you go to any company, they don't use Parse server, so they use some backend API, and you can use the Axios to call the backend API and do the registration. We will see one of the example of Axios in few days, but not today. So let's try to build today the Parse server part, and this part we will do when the things will come at that appropriate time. Okay, so let's try to now register the user. So when I click the register button, one thing is I need to show some loader icon because sometimes the server is slow. I need to show some loading icon, and then when the data is come back, we have to stop that hiding that loading icon. And if there is error, we need to show the error also. So let's try to create the two variables. One is loading, set loading for the loading purpose. Initially it will be false, that means it's not loading. And I also want to create the error part in case error comes. So we need to show that error to user, and initially it will be null. Okay. Now I will just put something. If loading is there, if error is there, I want to show the error. So maybe I can put it before the button. I'll say if error is there, then I will create a text and put the error there and give some styling here. Maybe I'll say font size equal to 24, color equal to red, font weight equal to. So you don't need to put this styling. It's just for just putting for the sake. And if I have the loading icon going on, that means something is still going to the server. Then I will show some loading icon here. So if you see in the React, let me see. In the React, we have something like activity indicator, which will go like this one. We can show like this. So let's get the activity indicator also here to show the loading part. And then I will just show the activity. Which one looks good? Second one looks good. I will use this one. Okay, so I will put this loading part here. So if some loading is going on, I'll show this activity indicator. We don't need this one. I will just put it inside the view, the loading icon. So if something I send to the server, it takes time to come back, and so I will show loading part before that. And if some error comes, I will show this error to the user. So this is just a things which you need to keep it in mind. Now, when we are submitting it, we will check whether username is entered or not, email is entered or not. If it is not entered, we will give the error message to the user. So let's put some try catch block here. And if we have error, we will put it in the catch. So here in the catch, I will say set error equal to error dot message. So if something happens in the error, we will set the error, which is here, and this error will be displayed to the user here. So for example, I will do one example. If I don't get username, if no state.username, then I will give the error. So when user don't put the username, I will throw the error to here. So I will just say throw new error missing username. Okay. So once I use the throw, it will not go further of this if statement. It will go to the catch block. So user will see the error message because whatever I write it here after the if statement, it will not go once I set the throw message. So for example, let's try to see the example. So if I don't put username and click the register, you will see I'm getting the error missing username. Let's keep the M capital. We can give some padding to this one. Okay, missing it, or padding top and bottom. Don't give for top and padding bottom. Okay, so this is the error we are getting, or we can also say error. So error is missing username. Okay, so like this, I can show the error. I will do it for all the fields. I'll do for password, for email, for name. For name, missing name. Email, missing email. Okay, and then username, email, password. And when we have the confirm password, we can also check the password with the confirm password, and we can give the error that also that password is matching or not matching, whatever we have. Okay, now if I put something here, register thing, missing name, missing. Okay, okay. So now let's put the email before name and password before email. As we have this ordering, I will keep the ordering same. But if everything is right, you know, like you see everything is right, then also I'm seeing the error message because I'm not removing the error message when everything is right. So what I will do, I will set the error again in the top with the null every time, and when we have error, we will update it with the set error. So now see error is gone because initially we are setting the error to null and then catching it only if we have error. So this is about the validation. We can use third-party validation also, but right now to make the thing simple, I just put my own validation. So now we have to register to the parse server. So for that, we need to import the parse statement here at the top. So I will just import the parse here. So parse from parse slash React Native, and then I will create the user here. Okay, let me create the user. So I'll say constant user equal to new parse.user. So I create a new user, and I will say user dot set username is state dot username, user dot set email state dot email, user dot set password, and I'll say password is state dot password, and then I will say user dot set name equal to set dot name. So I just set all the variables for the user, and then I call the sign up function. Since the sign up function will be asynchronous, so I will make this function async, and then I will say here I will say await user dot sign up. So I just say user dot sign up. It will take all these parameters and try to sign up the user, and then I will see the console.log what the user is. And if some error happens in this any of this procedure, it will automatically go to catch part, and we will be able to see the error here in this part. We just need to use this part to sign up the user. So now I'll show you. Let's try to do it again. Okay, let me restart this app because something is not reloading, right? It's not reloading. So let me restart. Okay, I restarted it. Okay, so first I'll check the error. We are getting missing username. I'll put the username. I will say user1, and I'll try to register again. I'm getting error email. I'll say user1 at mkgalaxy.com. This is my domain. And then I'll just say missing password. I'll put some password. Password is only P. Then I'll say missing name. I'll put my name, user1. And once I click register, you will see here the user is created. So you will see the user is created with the user email of this, name is this, object ID is this, session token is this, updated date, and username. And if we go to the Parse dashboard, which is this one, I refresh it and I go to user. So I will see that user one is created with password is hidden, email, and name. So user is created successfully here in this one. What if I try to create it same user again? If I click register, you will see we are getting error from the Parse server account already exists for the username. So how it happened? Here we got the error and it automatically goes to catch part and it says the error there. We don't need to write specifically any other error thing. In the try catch block, we can capture all the error and we can display to the user. So for example, if I change this, I remove the password, you will see missing password is coming. Okay, this is coming from me only. Let's remove the email. I will put only user one without email. So you will see account already. Okay, it's saying user one already exists. Let's make it two. Email address format is invalid. So this is coming from the server. That email is incorrect. I will create two at MK Kaleshi. I'm creating another user now. So I'll say register. It registered successfully. You can see in the log. And when I try to do it again, it will say again account already exists. Let's take the dashboard. So we have two users now in the Parse server dashboard. So we successfully created the registration page and we were able to successfully register the user. So after user is registered, we can redirect user to another page. Right now, we don't have navigation in this project, so I cannot send the user to another page. But in real world, once the register is done, that is here, I will send the user to another page, that is maybe login page or home page or some component, whatever I want. Is that clear? Any questions? Any questions on this? I'll give you this whole page now. You can try it and run it. I'll give you in the Telegram. And tomorrow we'll do the login page and other pages. So we will see all the functionalities, important functionalities of the Parse server tomorrow, and which we can use in our real project. Okay, that's all for today.